Nothing seemed to be happening in his world, but Mendeecees Harris, the same man who helped bring that baby into the world, was out here brazenly sharing gym photos and acting as if he lived on a different planet, while Erica Mena gasped for oxygen and gripped her stomach as nurses frantically cried, "We're losing her." What kind of man discovers that his child's mother is in the hospital in labor and agony, possibly fighting for her very life, and responds with a chilling, "Nah, I'm not pulling up"? Dismissed a 99% DNA test as fraudulent and thought accountability was just a catchphrase for reality TV. But now that Erica's life was in danger and Mendeecees completely abandoned the birth of his own child, we have to ask, was this pure neglect or something much more sinister? The events that transpired in that hospital room will leave you completely stunned. And buckle up, because we're going to reveal the most heartless moment in reality TV history: Mendeecees Harris. The self-proclaimed reformed man on reality TV willfully ignored every warning sign while Eric Mena lay in a freezing hospital ward, sobbing, contractions physically connected to equipment. One phone call after another frantically begged him to come. And we're not talking about unintentionally missed calls, but rather blocked numbers, silent notifications, and one callous message that said, "She'll be okay. Not being dragged into this, sir. The only thing being dragged into this was your reputation across all online timelines." This man had centered his entire redemption story around becoming a changed husband, a guardian of family drama, and a charismatic figure dedicated to Yandi Smith. But when it came time to actually show up for his child's mother, he disappeared, like a promo. When Erica first announced she was pregnant, it seemed like a huge deal, but she didn't name anyone in her cryptic comment. She said that sometimes, even when a person doesn't have followers, the truth comes out, and the man she was referring to was none other than Mendeecees Harris, the same Mendeecees who had been winning Husband of the Year to Yandi Smith. The same man who had sobbed in therapy sessions on Love and Hip Hop about how he was improving himself. But it was clear that the work wasn't completed because the receipts kept coming in like it was. Screenshots of Amazon Prime Day DNA tests. And hotel photos. What did Mendeecees say when a hotel photographed him? Shirtless in Erica's bed 3 weeks prior to the release of the DNA results. Did he take responsibility and own up to his mistake like a responsible adult? He said coldly, "I'm not signing anything. Therefore, I need my own results." "Anybody can fake a paternity test," I said, adding screenshots and DNA clinics to make it make sense. Or don't, since he was avoiding fatherhood and the truth was already known. If he disagreed with a script's plot element? When her lawyer showed the final set of receipts, Erica fainted in the middle of the trial courtroom terror. It was the most heartbreaking thing that had ever happened in that courtroom. Mendeecees arrived late, wearing sunglasses, and showed no emotion. Security was shouting, ambulances were racing to her side, and Erica fainted. Fast forward to the day she filed court proceedings. But she wasn't just asking for child support. No. She wanted a judge to force him to admit paternity and impose a gag order on him and his group for spreading phony documents. Even the judge seemed shaken at that point. And even though Erica wasn't due for a few more weeks, the emotional strain had caused early labor. According to courtroom sources, Mendeecees just sat down and said nothing, leaving Yandi nowhere, to be seen as Erica was stretched out of the building. Did he ask her if she was okay? Did he follow her out? Did he even blink? Within minutes, the internet went viral. Hashtags started to trend, and Mendeecees, whose life had already been born into treachery, became furious. However, what happened next sent the scandal into full-fledged hellfire mode after Erica was admitted to the hospital. And according to reports, her team tried 6 different times to contact Mendeecees. They texted, called, and even sent a message through his sister, hoping that someone would tell him that she was in labor and that the baby was coming. To be there no matter what, because Mendeecees was seen on Instagram, live at that precise moment, joking with his homeboy about sneakers and studio time while Erica was crying in pain, and the doctors were trying desperately to stabilize her vitals. His child was trying to enter the world. And a father was live drinking juice from a plastic cup without showing any signs of worry. One fan wrote, "Bro, your baby is being delivered right now, and you're talking about Jordans." He was dragged around in the comments section by people. And when someone brought up Erica's emergency, he abruptly ended the live feed. Concurrently, there was reportedly chaos within the hospital, and as Erica sobbed, she questioned a nurse. "Is he really not coming? We accomplished this together," he added, adding that he will. "You're stronger than you think, boss, and your baby is lucky to have you," said the visibly scared nurse, taking Erica's hand. "Let it sink in." He chose to keep quiet while a woman carried his child through a difficult time. Everyone pleaded for him to show up, but he was too dejected to show his face, and just when he did, an unidentified male wearing a hoodie was caught on security cameras outside the maternity wing at around 3 in the morning. According to medical sources, Mendeecees was pacing with his hood pulled down and his face hidden. But as they approached, he turned and left, making it impossible for him to even pass through the doors. This made the situation even more painful, because what happened next solidified Mendeecees' image burning to the ground and Erica's life being in grave danger. When we left off, Erica was crying while in labor alone in a hospital bed, while Mendeecees was reportedly standing outside the building in a hoodie, pacing like the image of the mother in agony. The room filled with 4 monitors flashing warnings. And the so-called father leaving should haunt you. According to sources, Erica's vitals began to soar about the time her child was just minutes away from entering the world. At 3:45 a.m., doctors called for an emergency C-section because her life was in danger. Her blood pressure was skyrocketing and her pulse rate was unstable. Mendeecees said to his inner circle, "If something really goes wrong before the lights went out," a nurse whispered, "just focus on breathing, mama. You're not alone. We've got you." But in reality, doctors had to put her under anesthesia because she was hyperventilating. And if he hadn't been on the phone in the waiting area or even in the building, we wouldn't be trying to assign guilt here. Erica was shaking in that cold operating room, so she was losing it. Broken by betrayal, and the man who caused her all of this was trying to look indifferent on social media. The baby was born at 4:16 a.m. I left Erica alone while her family traveled. A nurse later reported that, despite her miraculous recovery, she didn't wake up right away because of complications like blood loss and respiratory issues. The doctors worked frantically for nearly 20 terrifying minutes to stabilize her, but all Erica seemed to be waiting for was to see her child. When she opened her eyes, she asked, "Is he here?" Erica had to shake her head, and that's when she started crying. In the meantime, she was holding her baby and whispering, "I brought you into this world alone, but I promise I'll never let you feel that emptiness again." The internet wasn't quiet, though. In fact, they were on fire, and the hashtags were so persistent that people stopped discussing any other celebrities. One R&B icon wrote, "You can deny a woman, but there's strength in showing up. Denying a newborn now is evil energy," said Jan Dandy Smith, who had been eerily silent for weeks. Fans were shocked and showered her with support and speculation. In their comments, one of the most well-known said, "Sis, just say you're done. You don't owe loyalty or silence to a man who..." When Erica shared her first Instagram story from the hospital bed without any filters or glitz, just her holding her baby, eyes puffy, voice raw, to the person who didn't see it, it was the true bomb that exploded hours later. Bloggers repeated it, fan sites turned it into clips, and even Love and Hip Hop agreed that she doesn't need you. To those who have been praying for me, we made it, and we're stronger than ever, stronger than ever. Employees reposted it with a heart emoji, but what really infuriated the public was a voicemail that claimed to have been written by Mendeecees to one of his boys. "I know she was going to pull some act in the hospital, so I don't go. I don't trust any cameras or setups, and that baby is fine. No one is going to catch me falling on TV, boss." This father actually skipped his own child's birth because he thought Erica might record it. Let's be honest, though. This had nothing to do with safety or timing. Rather, it was about ego control and saving face rather than showing up for his child. The public, upon hearing this, started tagging VH1 and asking an anonymous hospital employee revealed an internal communication record that revealed Mendeecees was formally marked as alerted with no reaction, indicating that they verified he was informed about the situation but purposefully chose not to respond. It was the final twist of the day when a security camera image from the hospital's parking lot was leaked, showing a man with his hood up, and the internet was flooded with comments that said she didn't deserve this. This baby will grow up and see everything, even every transaction, and he won't even be a ghost. Erica reposted the photo to her account with just a broken heart emoji as a description, adding a video of a baby on her bosom with a lullaby playing in the background, with her voice saying that some infants had just entered the world while others understand what it's like to be abandoned. The impact of this one is just getting started, as Erica's legal team will be the next to take action. It's more disgusting than anything on Love and Hip Hop. It was about a newborn child and a man who chose denial over duty. By now, the world had witnessed everything: a mother fighting for her life, a healthy baby born amid chaos, and a father who refused to even enter the hospital. Mendeecees found that he was still silent on Instagram, deleting direct messages and limiting stories. But the damage was done because this was not just about adultery. Heartbreaking. It was also illegal, cruel, and career-ending because Erica's team wasn't completed by a long shot. Her lawyer, who had kept quiet for months during the DNA denial and media slander, made a cold, calculated statement at a news conference outside the courthouse less than 48 hours after she was released from the hospital. He said, "My client nearly died giving birth to a child whose father publicly discredited her privately. We are seeking full legal action because he intentionally neglected a medical issue and ghosted her. This is not about paternity anymore. It's about neglect, emotional distress, and defamation. And let me be clear, we have evidence." While Erica was resting peacefully at home, recovering from the incident and childbirth, journalists were shocked to see bloggers live streaming the event, and fans went all out for digital militia justice to sue him. This became a trending topic, and his legal team went to work. That same day, a civil claim was filed, requesting not only child support and official paternity acknowledgement, but also damages for psychological anguish suffered during pregnancy, according to a leak. That wasn't even the most outrageous part of the action, as it included a subpoena for all of Love and Hip Hop, production footage from the public, character assassination, and fake DNA evidence of intentional desertion during a medical emergency. Over the previous 6 months, because, according to Erica's lawyer, Mendeecees admitted on tape that he wasn't ready for another child and that he thought she was lying to get attention about a woman who had to have an emergency C-section on her own. VH1 insiders confirmed the footage's existence, and producers were now scrambling to decide what they could legally broadcast. One employee reportedly told a source, "This is career homicide bigger than a reunion." People close to Mendeecees' public relations team claimed that he was in full panic mode during this time and tried to make a reassuring statement that read, "I didn't mean to hurt anyone. I just didn't feel safe with how everything was unfolding publicly," one source said. Too little, too late. This isn't about public opinion anymore. It's about the legal repercussions, and even worse, marketing relationships started to disappear, such as when a fitness sponsor removed all of his posts, including his face and a podcast, and a sneaker company discreetly ended their partnership. "We don't align with men who abandon women during childbirth," the host said after postponing a live on-air appearance scheduled for the following week. Then, the biggest internal betrayal of all occurred when a source claiming to be one of Mendeecees' long-standing boys leaked a secret group conversation. The source said, "I should have ghosted her the second she said she was late. Now I'm stuck with another. One comment read, "This man just revealed his whole strategy and you still believe he's changed." Even Yandi's brother, who doesn't frequently gives public speeches, wrote, "For years, my sister observed in quiet. But now we can all see what character he has when no one else is speaking." Speaking of Yandandi, she eventually spoke up, and there were no interviews or grand announcements. There was only a black and white film with captions that showed her walking down a hallway alone, taking off her wedding band, setting it on a table, and leaving. The voiceover says, "I protected someone who wouldn't protect me never again. Again, in a few hours." The video got 1 million views after Erica shared it with the following words, "Greetings from healing." When he leaves it at an M, his voice is tired and forlorn. "I don't know what to do." He says, "If this baby is truly mine, I'll come through. But if not, I'm not messing with this circus of DNA tests." Images, videos, voicemails, belly rubs, and receipts from every conceivable angle. Men like him don't deserve to remain silent any longer. Fans went berserk, and Team Erica and Yandi's comments were overflowing. The last straw was when VH1 unveiled the special. The woman was wearing a lavender blanket, her eyes closed, and she smiled softly. The caption read, "She doesn't need to be claimed. She's already chosen by me." The 2-part reunion episode, The Delivery Room Silence, featured 3 interviews. 3 trips, no scripts, no filters, and a single mother, Mendeecees, whose last-minute producers dropped out. It was confirmed that Mendeecees refused to appear in front of the cameras, citing mental health issues. Was unable to face the world after lying, betraying, and ghosting people because the cameras and receipts were too loud, leaving the boss undoubtedly behind. In a flurry of treachery, a woman gave birth. Another lady let go of the man she had previously defended. And a child was born stronger than the man who denied her existence. This wasn't just drama. The experience served as a reality check too.